Just listen.
Quiet!
Bill had it down.
Quiet! I have an announcement. You guys have been constantly fighting, and it's gotta stop. The show is suffering because of it. It's getting worse. Either stop fighting, or I'm cutting a segment.
Maybe if community didn't suck so much.
Now go to your rooms.
Sports is definitely getting cut. You guys can't even read off a teleprompter.
At least people watch our segment. Community sucks.
No one watches anything. They're just gonna skip to Man on the Street anyway.
Yeah, so no one will notice when you get cut out.
I've got to get everybody to stop fighting.
You're a producer too. Don't you care if a segment gets cut?
I'm gonna go get a muffin.
It's been 3 days since the incident. I've been camping out in the studio ever since. I have a camera crew following me just in case anything bad happens. There's just been some weird stuff going on in the studio. It's been getting more difficult to ignore what's going on after each incident.
Please help me.
Community has taken me in and allowed me to edit in their editing bay as I try to piece the V back together. I've been trying to get them to help me, but all they really seem to care about is attacking sports. I would try talking to sports, trying to get them to help, but they've started worshiping a volleyball, and they've separated themselves from the rest of the class, so that is pretty much useless. I mean, it's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's not even worth getting into.
You guys see that?
Well, it's kind of hard not to see it, John.
Yeah. But why is he on the lamp? I don't know. Someone should check that out.
Oh my god. Oh god. Oh!
I mean, they took John from Community. Who does that?
What are you guys doing?
I would have tried to save him if it seemed like the rest of Community actually cared, but they don't really seem to mind that he's gone. So, I'm not really sure it's worth it.
What other sports do we have? What other
Jake! Oh! I escaped sports!
Get back here! Where's the volleyball?
Get out of here! Get out of here! Get!
There's no hope. Honestly, I'm gonna do my best to try and be able to piece the V back together. I think I may actually have... Shaper? So, I need to get sports working back with Community so we can save the show. Schaefer's gone missing, so we have to get out of here. I'm gonna go in Community and take refuge, right?
Boys!
don't come back.
Well, okay, so update. Community did not like my plan, and I can't really find my camera crew anymore. So that's good. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'll keep you guys posted.
Watching V, the best of the valley.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the V. I'm Shayna Meyer.
And I'm Shane Dubitz.
All I have to say is I'm just really glad we didn't hurt each other.
We were close, too close. I'm still having flashbacks, like I was actually there.
Shane, it was just a skit.
You didn't see what I saw. It was a war, savage, meaningless war.
At least you're here. We still haven't found Schaefer.
Am I? Doesn't feel like it. I lost part of myself in there.
Shane, it was just a script.
Was it Shayna? I don't even know anymore.
Shane, calm down.
Let's just start the show before Schaefer attacks us.
Sounds good to me.
We have an awesome show for you guys.
We all have a best friend, and Alex Castle will talk about the senior class superlative winners for Best Guy Friends.
Swords and fighting? What more could you ask for? Danielle Reese will take you behind the scenes of Wayne Valley fencing, and she'll show you what it really takes to be a fencer.
Also, what's everyone's favorite thing in the whole world? Food. School News will tell us all about this year's culinary competition.
Community News will clear up any questions about the Paris Inn closing.
We also have the newest editions of Men on the Street. And finally, Rob Sharf and Sophia Monti, the winners of the talent show, will perform for us.
Shayna, did you watch the Oscars a few weeks ago?
No, but I heard about that huge mix-up with the envelopes.
Yeah. I was rooting for La La Land. The crew behind in front of the camera did a great job.
Have you ever wondered how directors and filmmakers get their start?
Joe Malisi takes us behind the scenes of the filmmaking process. Check it out.
When talking about movies, most people think about the big Hollywood blockbusters packed with famous actors and mind-blowing special effects. What many people don't realize is that the minds behind your favorite films once started out as small filmmakers trying to turn their passion into a career.
Most jobs, you're either sitting in an office job or can't really do much to help the company itself. But with filmmaking, it's like you have total control. You could do whatever you want, and it's all your decision.
Thinking and writing an idea for a film is half the work as well as half the fun.
Taking an idea that is just a couple thoughts and turning it into a legitimate script is very tedious, but it, in the long run, creates one of, if not the most important aspects of the film.
Putting in countless hours of planning, shooting, and editing their stories, all independent filmmakers hope to one day be able to pursue a career doing what they love.
Studying film in college is going to give me the broad knowledge that I need to get into the industry, doing different positions around a set so I can be more useful and I have a broader knowledge. And it's just going to help me create better films overall.
Balancing film and personal life is one of the toughest aspects of high school filmmaking.
It takes a lot of time to make a film, so it does kind of cut into social life a little bit, but then again, you can still try to find balance within it.
Sometimes I'm not able to hang out with them when I want to, and it's a bunch of balancing and sacrificing time. So I try to go to almost everything they do, help in any way I can, moral support.
In addition to the much needed support from family and friends, another key element is inspiration from those who have made a name for themselves in the cinema world.
Probably Inception by Christopher Nolan. It's one of the movies that I originally saw, and the camera work, even the hallway scene, you know, it's so inspiring to me. Overall, the film is just so good, and Christopher Nolan has such a vision for his films, and that's the film that made me a fan of him and made me interested in every film that he made from then on.
What isn't an inspiration, however, is the cost of some necessary equipment in order to create a presentable video.
If you look at films like Citizen Kane, which some people think to be, you know, one of the best films in American cinema, at the time it was using like top-of-the-line equipment, but nowadays that's ancient, you know, so even movies that use lower grade stuff can be fantastic.
But at the end of the day, all the planning, shooting, and editing pays off to create something a filmmaker can call their own.
To me, the most worth it for filmmaking in general is actually seeing the finished product, because you know, all the weeks of writing the script and planning everything out and finally shooting and editing it, you know, to see that actual, you know, final video is just, there's no feeling like it.
The opportunities that filmmaking can give are truly inspirational. New friends, fun trips, and being supported to do what you love. So next time you power up a DVD of your favorite movie, think about how everything that you see started as a small idea from someone who was once a small filmmaker.
I honestly don't know how he has the time to do that between having school and a social life.
I know, I wouldn't be able to. I'm so busy with SDA.
Speaking of SDA, now it's time for Colleen Miron and Ryan Donahue with school news to tell us how Blue and White are getting ready for this year's SDA.
Junior formal or junior dinner dance. The junior formal is a privilege for juniors to have a dinner and dance with their friends and peers. But every year, the juniors feel the pressure of bringing a date. Trying to change this expectation, the name of the event was changed to the Junior Dinner Dance. This was an attempt to take off some pressure of finding a date so no one was discouraged to participate if they did not have one. It's unsure whether this change will affect the students' participation. It's up to the juniors to decide.
Have you ever wanted to walk the runway? Well, Wayne Valley seniors got the chance on Wednesday, March 22nd in the annual Senior Fashion Show. The event was again held at the Venetian in Garfield in order to raise money for events coming up later in the school year. Most importantly, the show's funds were for Project Graduation, which sends seniors off on a surprise trip right after they graduate. Those attending were charged $65. However, there was more to do than just watch their family and friends walk down the runway. The Project Graduation Committee worked very hard to find donations from neighboring stores, places to eat, and more to create baskets that would be raffled off at the show. The annual fashion show was extremely successful this year, so seniors, don't forget to order a copy of the show for only $15, recorded by our very own video club. Don't we all want to be healthy and stress-free? Well, a new event held here at Valley has some helpful tips for us. Emma Tizano has the story.
This year, Wayne Valley hosted the very first Wellness Fair. The Wellness Fair was a series of booths that told the students some tips on how to better themselves. Our new assistant principal, Scott Wisniewski, first came up with this idea.
Well, we had used it at my previous district. So we started it there the last 2 years, and I helped run it there. So when I brought the idea to Miss Mapp, she jumped all over it, and between the two of us and Mr. Drozdak, really put it together and got the teachers involved and got the kids involved, and that's really the big point of it, this collaboration on all the levels of the school.
In addition to the students' help, outside vendors came to teach us important issues like violence in relationships and the harmful effects of drugs and alcohol. The overall review of the Wellness Fair was high for a lot of different reasons.
I think that students were very stressed out recently because of the park and all the seniors for college and stuff. So I think that this is a good day just to relax and relieve a lot of stress, especially with the sleep booth. You get to sleep.
I really liked the stress-free coloring because you wouldn't think of that as something that a school would promote, and it's just fun to do, and it just makes everyone excited.
Some other activities included can jam, mini volleyball, and lots of exercise, like planking for food. The most popular events at the Wellness Fair all included sticky notes.
So behind us we have a compliment wall. You're putting a name, I'm going to say oh, Colleen looks really pretty and I love her eyes. We're just trying to make everyone feel good about themselves.
Along with the compliment wall, students had the option of putting the sticky notes all around the gym. Hopefully next year, the Wellness Fair will be bigger and better.
The second annual Wayne Valley Talent Show has come to a close. Held on March 16th, the talent show was filled with an assortment of performances that included singing duets and group instrumentals. The talent show was brought to us by the Student Council, and it was hosted by Wayne Valley seniors Joe Scancarella and Dylan White. The talent show kicked off with Molly Gutt singing Last Love Song, followed by several more incredible performances such as Joe Scancarella singing Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra, and a trio who recreated the song Burn from Hamilton. In the end, Robert Scharf and Sophia Monti were crowned winners with their rendition of 17 from the Broadway show, The Heathers. This year's talent show is jam-packed with talented students, so it will be a challenge to see if anyone can top the performances next year.
Be careful what you wish for is a message that can definitely be called an understatement for Into the Woods, Wayne Valley spring musical that hit on the weekend of April 6th through April 8th. Using a combination of fairy tales, from Rapunzel to Jack and the Beanstalk, the story introduces a baker and his wife, who go into the woods to search for and collect 4 items: a cow white as milk, a cape red as blood, and a slipper pure as gold, and hair yellow as corn, in order to have a child. Featured are seniors Melody Appel, Robert Scharf, and Michael Stile, who present their final roles on Wayne Valley's stage as Lucinda the stepsister, the baker, and the narrator. Making their musical debut are sophomores Marin Tarpey and Sophia Monti, and freshmen Jason Tobias and Sabrina Shaw, who are taking on their first roles as Baker's wife, the Little Red Riding Hood, Jack, and Cinderella. With the seniors leaving us, the new underclassmen must step up to the plate.
Who knew that the students of Wayne Valley could cook? Here's Robbie Blockrow with the scoop on the annual culinary competition.
Last month, Wayne Valley hosted the annual culinary competition where students were able to group up with their friends to cook for the people of Wayne.
Pretty good this year. We had a lot of variety of foods, a lot of different people to compete, and we had a lot of different teams, and everybody cooperated with one another. It was very good competition this year.
This year, the SpongeBob team swept the competition, winning all of the awards. The SpongeBob team consisted of seniors George Bellotti, Mike Hassler, Johnny Katuna, and Cole Hunt, and sophomores Natalie Katuna and Erzana Destani.
It's a really good experience. It was really fun to hang out and meet new people and be able to make all this food, and it was just overall it was just a really great time.
This year's competition consisted of creative ideas and great food that led to a wonderful event. What will next year hold?
SDA captains do a lot more than making up a 6-minute dance. They have to make their own music, order costumes, design t-shirts, and now even find someone to build their props. It is stressful taking on these responsibilities, especially while trying to come up with a winning routine and trying to balance out school or work. However, all this stress and hard work will soon be coming to an end. Opening night begins April 27th following a Friday night performance, and then finally on Saturday night, we will find out the winner. If you didn't get your tickets on Community Pass, a limited number will be sold at the door before the show. Get there early, the show sells out fast.
Now you're caught up with what's going on here at Valley.
Back to Shayna and Shane.
Wow, all the seniors look so good at the fashion show.
Yeah, especially me.
When we come back from the break, Community News will excite our taste buds with this edition of Eatery of the Month.
Also, best friends like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, Bonnie and Clyde, and Sherlock and Watson are hard to come by, especially in this modern time. But Wayne Valley's own Mike Strohmeyer and Zach Neath are going to tell you how they stay best friends.
Don't forget about Rob Scharf and Sophia Monti singing, and more coming up soon.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. The pressure's too much. I quit. I get it. I can do better. Just please, don't leave.
Don't let your heart quit on you. Get your uncontrolled high blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late.
Shayna, did you hear that?
No, what did you hear?
I know Schaefer's in here somewhere.
Shane, get over it. It was just a skit. Schaefer's fine.
I'm his closest friend. I will find him.
I doubt you're even that close to him to care that much. For others, most of us have been fortunate enough to call someone their best friend. Unfortunately, the title may have changed over the years, but Mike Strohmeyer and Zach Neath, they have shared that title through it all. Here's Alex Castle's feature on a classic example of best friends.
Zach Neath and Mike Strohmeyer, a classic example of best friends. But with best friends, one of the things that always runs through your mind is what started it all.
Great. Second grade.
Third grade is when we first had our
We'll
class.
disagree on that one, but I'm pretty sure it's second grade.
Third grade we had a class together, and that's when I met him. And
We were actually playing with tech decks and he broke mine. It was me, Nick, and him, Nick Gould and him, all playing with our tech decks, and he broke mine off the desk, so.
got in trouble for it, never heard the end of it.
Yep. Here we are a lot of years later.
So we became friends in third grade, all in Miss Venezia class, and we just had like a special bond together and like grew up throughout elementary school and middle school. And it was always cool to see the bond that they had, great friendship all together. We went on like multiple vacations together, Disney, Florida, down the shore, and it's just been a good time hanging out.
One of the ways that Mike and Zach bond and strengthen their friendship at a young age was creating home movies.
Class projects, I think in middle school. And we would always be given the option, me and Zach, for like either a PowerPoint or writing or a movie. We would always choose the movie. And then we would start making them at home with my dad and my brother, and then it just turned into like more and more.
Their own personal jokes, their own like almost language per se.
For Mike and Zach, the memories have not only come in front of the camera, but the vacations that they have gone on together.
The vacations first started in 2014 when his family asked me to go on vacation to Disney World with them. And it was the first time I ever went on a vacation with a different family other than mine. So I was nervous.
Yeah, he was really nervous to be with my family and not his for a couple of days. And we were all telling him to, it'll be fine and it'll be fun. And he decided to come, and it was a lot of fun. And then after that, every year we've just been on and off going with each other's families, and it's like
I've taken him to Universal and cruise. He takes me to Disney, and it alternates. And then on June 27th for this year, we're going to Atlantis, Bahamas for a couple of days. So that'll be like the last vacation of our friendship.
Over the years, it has not only been nice for Mike and Zach to develop a bond, but their families as well.
Our families are actually really close. Not just us, our parents communicate, they're friends.
I think it makes it a lot easier to be friends when you have your family members like your friend and your family members like their family members, and everyone just gets along, and it's a lot easier.
It's almost like a fifth member of our family. His family feels the same way about me.
As the end of high school is approaching for Mike and Zach, they not only reflect on all the good times, but also think about what's to come in the future.
They've been best friends since elementary school, and it's pretty cool to see them grow up and still be friends and as close as they were.
Most likely be going to a different school for the first time in our friendship. It's going to be tough not having him there. It's going to be a lot different. I got to find a new Stro to hang out with, but I'm not sure if there's anyone who can come.
You know, we'll still meet up though after high school and catch up on times, but
family parties down the road.
Yeah, but it won't be the same though. That's for sure.
Those two are literally inseparable.
They definitely deserve best guy friends.
I love the relationships I've built here while attending Wayne Valley.
There's so many different people, it's hard not to.
Right. And some of our friends in Wayne Valley Band have some pretty exciting news.
John D'Amico and Danielle Reese are going to tell us all about Wayne Valley Band in the NFL. Take a look.
I'm ready for war. Coming to town and I'm high on the rise in the city of gold.
On April 3rd, students were kept from leaving their 3rd and 4th period classes because of a shelter-in-place call. This was in fact not a drill. Principal Pazuski came on the loudspeaker to explain that we were in a state of emergency due to an off-campus event. The vague statement then led students to speculate on everything from in-school bomb threats to teacher incidents. In actuality, a resident had brought in an antique Japanese World War II hand grenade to the police station to be properly disposed of. After the bomb squad determined the grenade was safe, they took the device and removed it from the area. The lockdown was issued in order to prevent students from leaving the campus. No incidents occurred, and once it was determined that the coast was clear, the shelter-in-place was lifted. In the end, no one was injured.
Looking for a new place to get great breakfast sandwiches, muffins, and freshly brewed coffee? Well, look no further than Manhattan Bagels. Jake tells us more on this edition of Eatery of the Month.
Located on the intersection of Ratzer Road and Hamburg Turnpike, Manhattan Bagels is one of the most recent breakfast spots opened in Wayne. Their menu includes a variety of sandwiches from breakfast to deli meats. Their menu also includes freshly brewed coffee and espresso. So if you're looking for a new place to grab a bite to eat, head on over to Manhattan Bagels.
As you drive into Wayne, you may notice a gold and green sign welcoming you. But do you know the story behind these signs? Here's John D'Amico with the story of these gorgeous signs.
Does this sign look familiar? Maybe you've seen it on Packanack Lake Road. Or maybe you've seen it on Alps Road. Or you could have also seen it on French Hill Road. Either way, there's a good chance you've seen these signs somewhere in Wayne. There are 23 of these gold and green signs welcoming drivers into Wayne Township, the largest of which residing on Valley Road. The signs started to appear in the 1980s and have been around ever since. The man behind the project, George Tahan Jr., drew inspiration for the signs from Greenwich, Connecticut's own welcome signs. Tahan wanted to bring the same style to Wayne as a way to elevate the town, because he found Greenwich's signs gorgeous. He started his new sign project with one hand-carved sign he had purchased. When he wanted to purchase more, he went to the township for help, and while finding donors was difficult at first, eventually enough supported the cause to turn one sign into nearly 2 dozen. The first few signs were stolen after a few weeks. Tahan suspects that they were stolen by fraternities, but the signs were never found, so he can't be sure. A hand-carved Welcome to Wayne sign costs about $1,500 and hasn't increased too much from when the project first started, when it costed about $1,300. The aforementioned sign on Valley Road was the most expensive to produce, costing $4,000. Currently, there aren't any plans to add more Welcome to Wayne signs, but Tahan does plan to continue maintaining the already existing 23. Do you know where every sign is?
The restaurant and banquet hall Paris Inn has mysteriously closed its doors. Located on 1292 Alps Road, the owner, Antonio Patrizis, allegedly decided to lock up the Paris Inn temporarily and take some time to renovate the building. It was a personal decision for Antonio to close the establishment and said he appreciated all the customers that the business served. With several people having paid deposits to use the restaurant, many are concerned that they will not get their money back. However, Antonio said he is committed to returning everyone's money back and is working with attorneys. The date for the reopening has not been announced, and very few people know what is truly going on. With the Wayne community shocked, many are left to wonder what will happen to the Paris Inn and its business.
There is history, and then there is legendary. You may not know it, but Wayne was lucky enough to be part of something truly unforgettable. Schaefer Johnson tells us more about Wayne's place in history.
From Yankee Stadium, it's the Colts against the New York Giants for the National Football League Championship. In just a moment, we're going to have our national anthem, so we'll delay our running down the starting lineups of today's game.
Yankee Stadium, December 28, 1958. Squaring off that Sunday afternoon in the frigid New York cold were the two remaining contenders for the NFL championship crown, the New York Giants and the Baltimore Colts. This clash of titans would soon become known as the greatest game ever played, and for good reason. It was the game that put professional football into the spotlight. It was the first nationally televised football game, drawing a then record audience of over 45 million television viewers, even with New York blacked out and a capacity crowd of 70,000. It was the first of 2 playoff games ever to be decided in sudden death overtime, and ever to witness the now commonplace 2-minute drill.
I went up to Wayne Hills, and I started up there when I was probably my middle 20s. Well, this was one of the big games, the starting of the Super Bowl, and in that long history now. I think we're up to 51 now.
Inspired by this game, the very next year, Texas billionaire Lamar Hunt would go on to form the AFL, which would later merge with the NFL, and ultimately lead to one of the most watched of all sporting events, the Super Bowl.
Well, Johnny Unitas was really some quarterback, a great quarterback. And of course they had a lot of people that were coaching at that time. Tom Landry was there, Vince Lombardi.
It was also the start of professional football's halftime entertainment. The Colts were the first team to have a professional band, but the Giants had neither a band nor cheerleaders of their own. Not wanting to be outdone, the Giants turned to the only talent pool that they knew of that could show up the Colts, the Wayne High School Marching Band and its cheerleading squad. In the 16 years since the high school had opened its doors in 1942, its marching band and cheerleading squad had become a force to be reckoned with. Joining the Colts contingent on the field that cold Sunday afternoon, Wayne High School became yet another first in the legendary greatest game ever played, and in the process, established the model for all halftime entertainment to follow. So the next time you watch a professional football game halftime show, it's okay to brag a little, because remember, we had a big role in creating it.
That's it for Community News.
Back to Shane and Shayna.
Thanks, John and Danielle.
Palze. I just can't spell his name. Shane, you try.
Palzuwski.
Shane, there is no way you spelled that right.
Really? Guess I have to change my notes. You know, basically no one at Wayne Valley has the knowledge to spell our principal's name.
Regardless of our spelling, some kids actually got it right all by themselves. Check it out.
Spell our principal's last name.
Palzuski.
PALC. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh, I know there's a CZ in there somewhere. Oh gosh.
I don't even know who our principal is. No. PALCIE.
PAL.
Are you searching it?
PALC.
PALCEWSKI.
No.
PALQZ. E.
K. I don't know.
WSKI.
You're just missing one letter.
MR period. P period.
All right, Palzuski.
Oh, forget it. My husband's name is Chakowski, and it took me 2 years to learn how to spell that.
PALLSW.
PALCZEWSKI.
Palzuski, who's that?
I think it's safe to say that most of the school has no idea how to spell our principal's name, and that's okay.
I agree. When we come back, Sports News will tell us all about the comp cheer team and their unstoppable winning streak.
And still to come, the winners of this year's talent show, Rob Scharf and Sophia Monti, will perform their talent show winning song. Welcome back, guys.
You've seen it on TV and you saw it on the Olympics, but what is fencing? And what does it take to be a fencer? Here's Danielle Reese to tell you all about the world of fencing.
While it is commonly seen as sword fighting in swashbuckler movies or viewed as competitive warfare in the Olympics, not many people are familiar as to what exactly fencing is and what it means to be a fencer.
So fencing is a sport that involves blades, or most people say swords, and it involves trying to hit the opponent, which is called a touch, and whoever gets the most touches in a certain amount of time, or whoever gets 5 first wins.
Even though it can be a team sport, it's really just like, it's to you. When you're fencing, it's up to you on what you're going to do.
Since fencing involves stabbing and slashing, there are multiple layers to make sure that there is no injury done to the athlete, and new rules are constantly put in place to make sure the sport is as safe as possible.
I haven't really seen any occasion where people have been severely injured at all, unless they've disregarded the rules.
The training on and off the strip can range from 2 hours to 5 hours, from drilling on footwork to point control.
You need to have a strong arm, whatever your fencing arm is going to be, because it's a lot of repetition, to be honest. So it can be physically challenged for some it's just natural.
She takes private lessons, which proved her much improvement. This year she made finals in districts.
Obviously, but
Ji Yeon really countered absolutely magnificently. There wasn't even a parry in.
This is a rather longer bout.
Yeah,
Unless
this is
I'm
pretty
crazy.
long. No, this is pretty long.
Sun Hee Nam, 5'1".
Good point right there. Went around the other girl's blade and up more, so she got the point.
A block out there. Zalagi predicted where Akutsu was going to go and then dragged his guard down to that position.
Fencing is commonly joked about as physical chess because of the mental preparation you have to put in for analyzing the tactics and knowing your opponent's moves before you even know your own.
To calculate every move and every action that you make, and sometimes you can't, and it's sort of like I just need to win, and you don't. So
I think it's more of a mental sport than a physical sport, because you have to know exactly what you're going to do, and you have to anticipate what the other opponent is going to do next, so you can try your best and get the touch.
It's constant drilling, and just like any other sport, you mess up and lose bouts, but you have to keep on going. Because when it's time to get fully dressed and on the strip, it's just you and your opponent, and every touch counts.
Interesting. Alyssa will do whatever she needs to do to get the point.
Montano, well, Montano certainly, you can see the bend of the.
It is a parry across to the crease before attack. Okay, so.
Blade cut. And another one, I think she's got another. This could be level. It could be level.
Fencing seems so cool.
Maybe one day Valley will have a men's fencing team. Anyways, Shane, I heard your man on the street had some pretty interesting answers.
Yeah, that's what happens when we ask the students of Wayne Valley what the dumbest thing they ever did was. Check it out. What's the dumbest thing you've ever done?
Probably try eating mac and cheese with ketchup inside. Disgusting.
Once tried to attack a bear with a stick.
In 3 AP classes senior year.
As a nation, I think allowing us to succumb to influence from outside nations like China.
Probably buying the first car I ever bought.
One time I golf hole for a scavenger hunt.
We had to do quads in gym. So I decided I would spin around while doing quads, like this. And I just kept doing it until I almost fell.
Ask for a fish.
I ride my bicycle into a pit. No clue.
And the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
Oh, when he got arrested during a football game.
Probably think I can outrun sloping. I fought a dad once.
Back in '94 on the LA freeway, let OJ get away.
I lied to the police. Probably getting in a car with somebody that thinks they can outdrive sloping.
My ex-girlfriend.
Talking back to Coach Light.
I'm pretty perfect, so I don't do very dumb things.
You got them so good.
I know, right? I was afraid some of them were going to start to get a little violent afterwards.
Why would they do that?
Because people are crazy. You never know who's going to snap. I never thought Schaefer would, but then he did.
Schaefer didn't snap. It was a...
Not the point. Anyway, now we go to sports with Alex Castle and Rob Emelo, where they'll update us on some of the spring teams here at Wayne Valley.
V Sports. It's in the game.
Welcome again, everyone, to V Sports.
We got an exciting show lined up for you with all sorts of new things being shaken up. New coaches, new records, and new champions.
That's right. A new record has been broken in Wayne Valley sports as Jordan Montero threw his javelin 186 feet.
Also, our competition cheer team has become national champions once again. More on that later, but now let's get into the show. A new chapter has begun for the spring track team. The team has gone through changes with their coaching staff, including Mr. Schulman taking over the reins as 1 of 2 head coaches, and also taking her new position as javelin coach as Mrs. Vaca. With these changes, everyone is staying optimistic, including senior javelin thrower Jordan Montero. Jordan says that the team goals are mainly to find out where the younger kids fit best and have the more experienced kids picked up where they left off.
and all around make it far in the season. If all the right pieces fall into place, the team is expected to have another great season.
Spring is here and golf is swinging away. Junior captain Zach Barr said, "I'm really excited for how the team is looking this year. We have veterans, but we also have new players coming in, including the brand new girls team. It is a great honor to be welcoming the very first girls golf team at Wayne Valley. We wish them a very successful season."
After last year's impressive win in states, the boys volleyball team will look to carry over their dominance into the 2017 season. The most challenging part for the Indians will be the loss of a strong senior core, but captains Matthew Widovic and Ryan Bender are confident they can step up to the plate. Having an undefeated record in the preseason, the boys volleyball team carried that over into the season opener, beating Bergen Catholic. Senior Ryan Kurtzel says, "This year we have some big shoes to fill, but so far we are on the right path and we look to keep it up." After placing first in their conference, sectionals, and states last year, the Wayne Valley volleyball team looks to rebuild and replace and repeat after losing 5 out of the 6 starters. Here's Ryan Donahue with the story.
With the 2017 season underway, Coach Jason Karsage looks to rebuild and repeat this season. After an outstanding 2016 season for the Wayne Valley volleyball team, tying for first in the conference, winning sectionals, and getting the state championship, it will be hard to fill in after last year's team.
Well, last year we were a lot more experienced, I would say. Everyone had played 2 years of varsity, and this year everyone's playing their almost first year of varsity.
Having seniors such as Danny Shalero and David On leave the team, it will be hard finding talent and size to replace them. But the seniors this year are dedicated to make it just as far this year as they did last year.
You know, what they lack in size, we gain in heart. You know, we got a lot of guys coming up from JV, but honestly, they've been prepared the whole time. I trust them.
Although with the team already off to a hot start, Coach Karsage believes the team still needs more practice.
Well, obviously there's a lot different experience going on. Last year's team was a seasoned team. We're also a lot bigger in size. But in terms of overall volleyball skill, I think we match up. We just don't have the size or experience. Once we get that experience, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape.
The season has only started for the Indians, and they look only to improve for the upcoming games. Only time will tell how the seniors this year can compare to last year.
Is there anything better than opening day softball? What about a ribbon cutting ceremony to unveil a new field behind James Fallon Elementary School? That's exactly how the softball team will start off its season. They hope to start off with a win as they had a tough preseason going 0-3 in their scrimmages. When asked about how the team will do this season, senior Alana Scaglione says, "We have a lot of good talent on this team. Once we all come together as one unit, we will be great. We wish the girls the best of luck in the upcoming season."
The boys tennis team is looking to improve in all the right places this season, to have an even more successful season than last. After bringing 4 people to counties last year, the Indians are looking to increase that number this season. And with only 1 senior departing, the tennis team is chomping at the bit to get going. Although that may be hard with the unfortunate weather that has been forcing the team indoors for most of the preseason. Senior Robbie Blockrush says, "We have a lot of talented freshmen coming in this year, and we are excited to train the raw talent."
The boys lacrosse team is beginning a new era under the new head coach Joe Della Fera. They are currently 1-2. Senior Sean Healy says he works us hard and is a great coach that hopes to get us back to the county finals for the 2nd straight year.
With Coach Kraft out of the picture, the girls lacrosse team is now operating under new coach Gianna Dorso. Despite a tough loss in their opening game, this year's team is extremely optimistic and looking forward to their upcoming season. Senior captain Bridget Doyle says, "Every day we are learning, doing new drills, and being pushed to be better, faster, and stronger. With good talent and a new coaching staff, the girls are a team to watch out for." With both lacrosse teams undergoing many changes, the biggest change for both teams is the change in the coaching staff. Here is Mike and Zach with the story.
In 2017, both the boys and girls lacrosse teams have a new boss in charge. For the girls, it's Gianna Durso, and for the boys, it's Joe De La Fera.
Well, it's definitely been a great experience so far. I mean, graduating from here in 2009, it's it's nice to come back and be able to be part of a program, that I myself was a part of as a player. So being the head coach, it's an honor for me, like I said, to give back to the program that I started at.
It's been great. The girls are great. It's been a big adjustment, but it's really exciting having the girls here. So it's been exciting, and it's a fun challenge and a fun journey.
Both Durso and De La Fera have embraced their role as head coach, and the players are excited.
Coach Durso is a really good addition to the lacrosse program this year. Our practices have been very intense, which is kind of awesome considering previous seasons. But I think she's going to lead us to a county title and also go far in the state sectionals, which is really exciting considering it's my senior year and I still haven't won a county title. So,
Coach De La Fera is a great coach. I think the discipline's definitely up this year. Everyone's trying a lot harder than they did last year, and I think the defense and offense are going to work a lot better this year too.
With both teams having a solid core of experienced players returning, the new coaches look forward to the upcoming season.
Well, listen, look forward to all the games. I mean, these guys are out here; they're working really hard. It's sometimes difficult with a new head coach. A lot of rule changes, a lot of different things as far as what I'm looking for, what my assistants are looking for.
Looking forward to just getting the girls better every day. I'm not expecting certain things from them. I'm just expecting them to get better. We're throwing a lot at them, so as long as they're getting better every day, that's really all we can ask for.
The competition cheer team has done it again, becoming 3-time state champions and 2-time national champions. The weekend of March 18th, the comp cheer team set out to Walt Disney World and competed against dozens of teams from around the country and achieving their first win in the team's history as a co-ed group. Senior captain Brittany Boletto says, "What really gave us the potential to make history as a program was the bond we shared. The close relationship of the team allowed us to accomplish more than we ever thought we could."
Following a crushing loss in the first round of the Passaic County tournament last season, the baseball team is striving for a season resembling 2 years ago. Fighting through adversity in the form of injuries and inclement weather, they lost their opening day in a 2 extra inning game against Lakeland 2-1. Senior Joe Namendorf says our pitching and defense will be very solid, and once the hitting comes around, everything will fall into place. With an experienced group of seniors atop the roster, the Indians' experience sets them up for a successful season. That's all for this time. Thanks for watching.
This has been V Sports. It's in the game.
I am so pumped for this upcoming season. You can already tell that the spring sports season is going to be a successful one.
I agree. Speaking of success, now the winners of the talent show, Rob Scharf and Sophia Monti, will perform 17 from the hit Broadway play, The Heathers.
Fine, we're damaged, really damaged. That does not make us wise. We're not special, we're not different. We don't choose who lives or dies. Let's be normal, see bad movies, sneak a beer and watch TV. We'll bake brownies or go bowling. Don't you want a life with me? Can we be 17? Is that so hard to do? If you could let me in, I could be good with you. People hurt us, more we punish, and you're right, it really blows, but we let go. damaged, but your love's too good to lose. Hold me tighter, even closer. Stay if I'm what you choose. Can't we be 17? I am what you choose. If we've still got a 'cause you're the one I choose. You're the one I choose.
Nice job, Rob and Sophia.
The whole talent show was really jam-packed with talent.
And you can check out the rest of the acts in the link below.
Well, that's it for the V.
You can check out behind the scenes and updates at Wayne Valley TV on Twitter and see our new episodes by subscribing. But for now,
I'm Shayna Meyer.
and I'm Shane Dubitz.
And you're watching V, the best of the Valley.
All these kinds of places make it seem like it's been ages. And tomorrow's sun will be.
Do you see this? This right here is greatness. That's all we need to do, work as a team and unite. But no, if you want to see this show fail, all you need to do is keep arguing and Randall will cut a section. Who wants that? Not me. Oh, Schaefer! No, Schaefer! What are you doing? No! Schaefer! Ah! Jason! Stop it!